sun, you could have stayed. It's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy?
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is July 12, 2022. I was not gonna record today, but since I'm editing some videos and couple names popped up and I came across this article and I was reading it and I was like, I might as well share it with you as well. And if I have any comment or whatever it may be, I'll share it with you. So the link of this article will be in the description. Newsweek magazine. Prince Harry's UK government security lawsuit, who is Sir Edward Young. So that's where I was looking into who he is, who he actually is. All right, so I came across this article. All right, so I thought it was interesting. Prince Harry legal battle with the UK Home Office revealed a very real breakdown in his relationship with members of Queen Elizabeth II closest staff members after it came to light that the government's decision to reduce the prince's security was made in consultation with Buckingham Palace. In a High Court hearing on Thursday to determine whether the prince could move forward with his lawsuit against the Home Office over security. Okay, I keep on getting confused with it. I thought it was a review, not a lawsuit. So I'm gonna put a question mark on this because I'm not sure if it's actually a lawsuit. I think it's a review. There is a lawsuit going on, but it's not with the Home Office. I believe it's who was it? Okay, I don't want to give myself more work, but I'm gonna put a question mark on this one. Okay, so let's start the paragraph over. In a High Court hearing on Thursday to determine whether the prince could move forward with his lawsuit against the Home Office over security, it was revealed by his lawyer Shahid Fatima that, quote, there were significant tensions between the claimant, Prince Harry, and certain people, end quote, who were on the committee that made the decision over his protection. Harry also said he should have been told that members of the Queen's staff were included in the decision, which he claimed has left it unsafe for himself, his wife, Meghan Markle, to spend time in the UK. As I'm reading this, as much as that Edward Young is in the forefront, I think there's someone behind him who's pushing him to do this. Okay? Since I don't have any clue or I don't know, I'm not gonna mention the name. Okay, so let's continue. As to who on the Queen's staff was involved in the process, and by extent with whom it is presumed Harry has had, quote, significant tensions, end quote, Fatima identifies Sir Edward Young, one of the people working closest to the monarch among their number. Okay, who is Sir Edward Young? This is the part that I wanted to know. Okay, Sir Edward Young, 55, is the Queen Elizabeth II's private secretary and keeper of the Queen's Archive. Okay. Educated at Reading School, Young went on to work in finance during the 1990s before becoming a government advisor to Conservative Party members. I read somewhere like this where he studied finance, and the question came to mind in terms of who is actually managing the royal family books. Like when tax money coming in, how do they spend it? Where does it go? So this question popped up in my mind when I think I read this someplace else. So that comes to mind again. Are they really the money or the amount that they claiming they spent on certain things like flying, go to certain event, as close as there was one that one of the squad, or it may not be a squad, but someone point out where I think it was William who had to go to a premiere for a movie where he lived, like it could literally be walking distance. Obviously he's not gonna walk, they're gonna drive him there, but from his place to where the event was taking place, the amount that they put was ridiculous. So I'm wondering if someone within the royal family itself, a blood or by marriage or something like that, are double checking these secretaries' papers where they're throwing monies left and right. Okay, so that's one thing that crossed my mind when I saw his education, which is in finance. Okay, let's continue. In 2004, after working as head of corporate communication for broadcasting conglomerate Grenada PLC, Young received his first royal appointment, joining Queen's staff as her assistant private secretary based at Buckingham Palace in London. For 13 years, Young worked closely alongside the Queen's private secretary, Lord Gate, who retired in 2017. Okay. What came to mind, there was a part where the Queen had a good secretary who pretty much, there was no gossip that was going on in the Queen's circle, but because Charles and Andrew wanted certain things, and that secretary felt like, you know, he pretty much look at all the ripple effect if he was to give them what they want, and he was not giving them what they want. So because of that, Charles and Andrew team up to get rid of him. So ever since they got rid of this particular secretary, thing hasn't been the same. So I'm wondering if it's this person here. Why is it Lord Gate? Alright, so that's just something that popped in my mind that I'm aware, and I'm trying to see if not trying to see, but thinking maybe if this person, Lord Gates, is that person. Okay, Gates was credited with much of the modernizing that the monarchy had done since the millennium, and after his retirement from the royal household, went on to advise Boris Johnson before resigning in 2022. Okay, so what I was thinking, I don't think so. I don't think it's that person, whoever I was thinking. I don't have a face with the name. I don't know who this person is, and I even forgot the name as well. So this one is too recent. I think it's further back. Okay, like maybe early 2000, between late 1990s and early 2000, I think, the person that I'm thinking of. But as early as this recent is too early. So whoever I'm thinking, I don't think it's this person. Kay Young was subsequently promoted to Gates' vacant role as private secretary to the Queen, the most senior position on her personal staff. Young, Harry, and Meghan. Okay. Young's promotion to private secretary came as Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were working toward their May 2018 wedding, with a young couple identifying royal roles they were interested in pursue. Okay, I can't see this one. Later in her 2021 interview with Oprah Winfrey, Meghan spoke of the restrictiveness of royal life, with the royal household apparently unwilling to help her reach out to people and take part in the work she was seeking to do. One of the members of the royal family, she came over and she said, quote, "Why don't you just lay low for a while, because you are everywhere right now," end quote. Meghan explained and continued, and I said, "I've left the house twice in 4 months. I'm everywhere, but I'm nowhere. And from that standpoint, I continue to say to people, I know there's an obsession with how things look, but has anyone talked about how it feels? Because right now, I could not feel lonelier." Alright, in his book Battle of Brothers, Robert Lacey writes, it was Young's lack of imagination and identifying an early role for Meghan that led to her unhappiness, and ultimately the young Duchess living royal life to the United States with Harry in tow. I felt like I read this. Kay Young felt particularly when it comes to Meghan. Lacey wrote, the Queen had evidently noted the failure of Sir Edward Young and his staff to come up with a satisfactory role for the American newcomers' strongly defined talent. So the Queen had evidently noted the failure of Sir Edward Young. So why didn't she tell him what to do? She is the Queen. So as I'm editing this video, a couple things came to mind. One, the Queen should have get involved a little bit more. And the other thing that crossed my mind is that Young, who is the Queen's private secretary, I don't think he give a shit about the institution or anything, beyond whatever his objective was. This could have been a way for them to expand their allies with America. All right, but then again, from 2016 till now, the world was shaping to go in a completely different direction. And as of 2022, we sort of shifting back, trying to go somewhat on a back to how our ally, our companionship, this is just a sidetrack of things. But the main point is the lack of vision to see, okay, we have this American within the royal family that could strengthen our relationship with America. Show her, I'm not saying to go out of their way beyond and whatever, but the sort of respect and understanding and this kind of thing that they should have, or Young should have been focused on. And I think the Queen sort of saw it based on this article. I think the Queen sort of saw it, but she should have acted tougher, okay, based on that, to tell him, focus on that, don't do this, don't do that. And then again, a lot of things were being kept away from the Queen. So yeah, so the main point is the lack of vision. They had a huge opportunity, not only to expand their relationship with the Commonwealth and also with America, the partnership and all of that. But when you think of the environment around that time, from 2016 to like 2020 for America, and then in the world, pretty much, things were shifting in a completely different direction. It is after 2020 election in America, there's a resistance. Okay, we're still in the dark, we're still fighting, but there's a resistance here trying to put things in the right direction. All right, so I hope I make sense on that. All right, so that's it. Okay, so Young was setting Harry, but mostly Meghan, to failure. So this is but anyway, I don't understand these people, but that's what it is. When the Sussexes began to step away from royal life, Lacey said that a power struggle emerged between Buckingham Palace, headed by Young, and the Duke and Duchess' new staff. So in other words, in my humble opinion, he was trying to control them, but he thought, in my humble opinion, he thought Meghan was like at awe with the royal life. But what he assumed of Meghan, instead of Meghan wanted more of the royal life, Meghan was backing away. So this is the sense that I'm getting here. Alright, it's like, you better want me. And then when Meghan said, I don't want you, you know, in terms of royal life kind of thing. And that's where the problem began, I think. But let's continue. That's a quote here. When it came to any Sussex matter, and quote Lacey recount, the private secretary authority was now being disputed by who the hell is Sunshine Sachs? All right, let me look it up now because I hear that before. Sunshine Sachs. Who is Sunshine Law Content House PR Week? Sunshine Public Relations with a public relations firm in New York City. Oh, it's a public relation? What the hell? All right, let's remove channels. Who is Sunshine? Okay, Sunshine Sachs is a public relation. Okay, he did say it here. Firm co-founded by Kevin Sunshine. The firm is known to work with high-profile entertainment celebrities and labor union as 2017. Sunshine Sachs has about 170 employees in office in New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., and Austin. Sunshine Sachs. So it's a public relation. Okay. Are they talking about the same thing? Okay. Through which Harry and Meghan had insisted on running their outreach activities. I'm not sure if they meant the same thing here. Okay, but let's leave that alone. But I don't want to confuse the two. If what I think it is, or if what I just searched, it could be two different things here. Okay, when it comes, okay, let me read it again. When it came to any Sussex matter, Lacey recount, the private secretary authority was now being disputed by Sunshine Sachs channel, through which Harry and Meghan had insisted on running their outreach activities. Outreach. So there's a possibility it's that Sunshine Sachs meant to, I guess, publicize the firm kind of work in a way, public relation kind of thing, but instead Harry and Meghan wanted to do their own. They didn't want it to be run by them because what they wanted probably was misrepresented or not being put out there the way that Harry and Meghan wanted to. This is what I'm getting here. Okay, so let's leave that with a question mark because I'm not sure if it's the same thing here that they're talking about. Okay, when it came to the difficult negotiation between Harry, Prince Charles, Prince William, and the Queen about the Sussexes' exit from royal life, Young is reported to have played a pivotal role as a go-between. That I could understand, a go-between. He became the middleman. And this is why I feel like he didn't want Harry and Meghan to be in close proximity to the Queen, because he, in my humble opinion, he was withholding information. And then he put out whatever he wants to put out, whatever the narrative was. Okay, it is during this period that relations between Young and the couple are reported to have become obviously strained. Okay, so that guy Young took it upon himself, in my humble opinion, to put whatever he wants. There's a narrative, or maybe he wanted to kick Harry, or possibly just Meghan, wanted Meghan to get out. So he was making things difficult, and at the same time he was withholding information to the Queen when information was supposed to be flowing. Okay, he was withholding those information. All right, so let's continue. During Meghan and Harry's interview with Winfrey, the couple expressed antipathy toward the firm or royal household, with the Duchess saying, quote, "My experience of the past 4 years is it's nothing like what it looks like. And I remember so often people within the firm will say, well, you can't do this because it'll look like that. You can't." Okay. Perhaps the biggest hint prior to information released as part of Thursday's High Court hearing that Harry in particular had issue with member of the Queen's closest staff came in April 22 in an interview given at the Invictus game. Okay, and about, okay, I felt like I read that. I'm sorry if I put this out and it's out there somewhere. I don't watch my videos once I put them live, so I don't know if you're seeing this twice. I just wanted to know who is Edward Young, because I'm editing a video right now, so I took a detour to find out who he was. But I'm reading this since I was reading it, and I decided to share it with you. But let's finish. En route to the game in the Netherlands, the royal, along with Meghan, had stopped at Windsor Castle to see the Queen. Speaking with Today's Show host Hunter Knapp after the meeting, he said, quote, "Being with the Queen,
Being with her, it was great. It was just so nice to see her. You know, she's on great form. She's always got a great sense of humour with me, and I'm just making sure that she's, you know, protected and got the right people around.
Well, it was great. It was just so nice to see her. She's on great form. She's always got a great sense of humor with me, and I'm just making sure that she's, you know, protected and got the right people around her." Oh shoot, that continues. This comment come about the right people around his grandmother was widely analyzed, led many to speculate that the prince felt that she might not have the right people in her inner circle, though Young remained at his post. I think I read this. The High Court hearing regarding Harry's case with Home Office over security is ongoing. However, it has been announced that the royal is seeking a second judicial review. Did I read this, or was it on Yahoo? There was an article I read on Yahoo, I think. This is where I said, this is what I thought is going on. Seeking a second judicial review. It was not a lawsuit, but they mentioned lawsuit. Over claimed that his offer to pay for security out of his own personal fortune was not passed on to the committee that decided to reduce his protection. This is the part here where Young, I believe, withheld this information. Harry said he was willing to pay for his own protection, but that never passed on to the, I think, Ravik. And Young is committee, I believe. I did a video on Ravik, and what else did I did a video on? Alright, so yeah, I feel like this is like a copy and paste from one article that I read. Alright, let's see some of the comments. So now we know to whom Harry was referring when he said that he did not think that the Queen had good people around her. What he meant was that the Queen's aide were not good people for him. He would have preferred to be able to manipulate her for his own end. Nah. It's nothing like this. Nah. Okay, so why didn't the guy pass on the information so the Queen could make her own decision? It's not like that at all. If he wanted to manipulate the Queen, there's many ways he could have manipulated her. Alright, so he stepped back. He said, I'm willing to pay for my own security. The guy is not passing information to the right people. Alright, he's withholding information. He put whatever he wants out and whatever he wants in. Alright, And what is exactly? What can he get from his grandmother? He is gone and thriving. He is not coming back. At best, all he wants is that his family is protected where they are in the UK. And also, let's not forget, there was a time when he came to the UK to do the unveiling. Okay? They drop him off somewhere. And then when he left, the people, the security team left. And then they were chasing him. How did those people were aware that he was wherever he was and that they had to chase him? Why? Who knew that? So they're setting him up for failure. I've said this in another video. They want something to happen to Harry in the UK. That way they could have possession of his body. So Meghan don't have a say. Even if Meghan have a say, because of she is his wife, but they will overpower Meghan. You haven't been keeping up, Julie. Harry's U.S. income derived from his royal connection. No. These are the derangers. As Harry was leaving the UK, they're stripping him off of everything. All right, with this kind of behavior the royal family has, Harry will not be able to. If Harry kept up that same kind of infested behavior, like Harry said, it's your character.
It's your character that matters most.
All right, they removed his security when he left. Okay, the only people who came to his rescue, Tyler Perry.
Harry are living at your place in Los Angeles. Can you tell us how they're doing? You speak English?
I'm sorry. I think I just lost you.
Who gave them a spot, a space to regroup and to charge on. Okay, while they were recharging, Meghan wrote a book. With that book money, I'm pretty sure that set them off to do other things. No. There's no connection. As a matter of fact, the royal family put them for failure so they could call back to them for begging, and then they will trash them as many platforms as possible. So because they have a pleasure, the royal family have that pleasure of putting people into pain and suffering. So this is the thing that they wanted to earn for Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan. Okay, he didn't get $140 million and media deal with Rick along. Okay, these are the Rangers who's talking. If he's not coming back to the UK, why does he need protection in the UK? Because he still have connection over there. He still have business to do. There is still how do you call this, charities he's dealing with. So he's not asking it for 24/7. I don't even think he will want to come back over there, but because of connection and things that business is doing over there, he has to come back. So he wants, whenever he step back here, he wants that. Okay, unlike the royal family who's spending millions left and right on nonsense. All right, so anyway, these are the Rangers. Cringe and cringe, have no global significance and do not warrant, deserve protection. You see, these are people who how do you call this, the Rangers. This is why Harry wants to make every nonsense. Okay, when the tabloid is saying nonsense, he tracked them out right away, because they know once they put false information, this is the thing that run wild like wildfire, and then when the truth come out, it's hard to put the for people to understand the truth. They just catch on with the false information, and will be the taxpayers fund this. Okay, no, he said he's gonna pay for it. Oh my God. Sir Edward Young remains in his post as private secretary to the Queen, which demonstrate he has her backing. That I will say. Okay, Harry resent that. Nah. I don't think Harry resent that. Harry felt like there were certain things that was not happening the right way. Okay, Meghan, my feelings are more important. Nah, just be fair. That's what Meghan wants. Okay, so these are the Rangers. It sounds like Meghan are not very popular in the UK. That's what we think. Okay, but when you read directly from the UK, people who are from the UK, they see their moral value is superb. Their integrity, okay, is superb. When you look at the institution, they back pedophile, do immoral things and all of that. So in the bubble in the UK, people think this is what it is, what those derangers are saying in the comment here. But anyway, let me move on. Let me go back to my editing. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm supposed to be editing. I didn't record anything today besides that video, but this is what's happening right now. Alright, so let me get back to editing. I want to finish editing some of the things that I did before I went on vacation. That's it.